Welcome to Tech Bytes and News, your daily roundup of articles featured in Hacker News. Today we're diving into a fascinating piece, explaining why cryptography doesn't rely on nitrogen monophosphide complete problems. It's a bit counterintuitive, so buckle up.
I'm eager to hear this. I always assumed cryptography was all about nitrogen monophosphide complete problems. What's the core argument?
Right. The crux is the difference between worst case and average case hardness, NP. Complete problems are hard in the worst-case scenario, meaning there's no known polynomial time algorithm to solve every instance efficiently. But cryptography needs problems that are hard on average, for randomly selected inputs. Think about it. If a cryptographic scheme fails 99% of the time, it's useless, right?
Absolutely. So RSA, for example, isn't based on a nitrogen monophosphide complete problem? How does it work then?
Exactly. RSA relies on the difficulty of factoring a large number, the product of two large primes. We pick those primes randomly. The security hinges on the fact that factoring a randomly chosen number of that size is computationally infeasible. It would take more than 2,128 operations. That's a concrete measure of hardness, not just an asymptotic one.
Okay, I see. So the randomness is key. But why isn't the nitrogen monophosphide complete approach used? It seems like a natural fit, given the inherent difficulty.
That's a great point. The problem is that nitrogen monophosphide completeness only guarantees worst-case hardness. It doesn't say anything about the average case. An monophosphide complete problem could be easy to solve for most inputs, but incredibly hard for a tiny fraction. That wouldn't work for cryptography. We need consistent, reliable hardness.
So even if a nitrogen monophosphide complete problem happens to be hard in practice for a given size, it's not a reliable foundation for cryptography because we lack that guarantee of average case hardness? That's a subtle but crucial distinction.
Precisely. The article uses the example of the three-color map coloring problem. It's nitrogen monophosphide complete, meaning there's no known polynomial time algorithm to solve all instances. But it could be that a randomly generated map is easily colorable most of the time, rendering it unsuitable for cryptography. We need a problem where a randomly chosen instance is almost always hard.
Interesting. So what problems are used in cryptography then? Are they all just empirically hard, or is there more to it?
Well, there are problems like the discrete logarithm problem for elliptic curves and the shortest vector problem for lattices. We don't know if these are nitrogen monophosphide complete, but we have strong evidence that randomly chosen instances are incredibly difficult to solve. There's also some exciting work on lattice problems, where worst case and average case hardness are linked. But even then, we haven't yet built a crypto system based solely on the worst case hardness of a nitrogen monophosphide complete problem.
That's quite a revelation. So it's not just about the theoretical difficulty of a problem, but also about the practical, probabilistic hardness of its randomly generated instances. That's a key takeaway.
Exactly. It's a fascinating area where theoretical computer science and practical cryptography intersect. And that's why cryptography isn't based on nitrogen monophosphide complete problems. It's about average case hardness, a much more nuanced and demanding requirement. Thanks for joining us on Tech Bytes and News. We hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of cryptography. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.